the quarter ended June 30th, 2022 was 682.88 crore. So we've had good business momentum, which was strong for LIC. As a result, the overall market share by first year premium income has increased to 65.42% for the quarter ended 30th June 2022 as compared to the full year market share of 63.25 for FY 21-22. Market share for the quarter ended last year 30th June was 67.52. So on a APE basis, the total premium was 10,270 crore for the quarter ended 30th June 2022. And of this, 62.8%, that is 6,450 crore, was accounted for by the individual business, and 37.2%, that is 3,819 crore, by the group business. Within the individual business, the share of par products on AP was 92.25%, and balance 7.75% was due to non-par products. 36.81 lakh policies were sold in the individual segment during the quarter, registering an increase of 59.56% over the similar quarter last year. And the persistency ratios for the quarter ending 30th June 2022, 13th month was 75.75 compared to 72.49 last year, and 61st month was 58.99 compared to 56% last year at the same period. For the quarter ended 30th June, persistency ratios on, okay, that I have told you. On what I told you was premium on policy basis, 13th month and 61st month was 63.85 and 47.51. The comparable figures were last year 61.26 and 44.87. Asset under management has increased to 41.02 lakh crore as compared to 38.13 lakh crore on 30th June 2021, showing an increase of 7.57%. Yield or investment on policyholder funds, excluding unrealized gains, was 7.74% for period ended 30th June 2022 against 8.39% for period ended 30th June 21. Net NPAs, the policyholder fund, declined to 9 crore for the quarter ended as compared to 194 crore for the quarter ended June 2021. As against gross NPA of 26,620 crore, NPA provision of rupees 26,611 crore has been made for the quarter ended 30th June 2022. Solvency ratio for the quarter ended 30th June was 188.54 against 173.34 for the period ended 30th June 2021. The VNB gross for the quarter ended 30th June 2022 was 1,861 crore. And the VNB margin for the period ended 30th June 2022, 13.6% net. Gross VNB of the individual business was 1277 crore and group business was 583 crore for the quarter. Gross VNB margins for the individual and group business were 19.8% and 15.26% respectively. And within the individual business, the par business, non-par business, including linked, and gross VNB margins of 14.38 and 84.20% respectively. So that's it. I hope by now you would have been able to see the entire screen and the press statement on BSC. Back to Virendra.
Yash, you can ask your first question.
Some of you can sit this side.
Can't be seen. Sir, am I audible to everyone?
Yes, you're very audible.
Okay. Chairman, sir, just one request. I understand there was some technicality here, but if you could get some time next time onwards to just go through the results. Because
I totally. Before you say anything more, very sorry for that. We had a weekend and holidays coming up, so we had to rush through the entire thing, but it took some time for us today. And we didn't want to hold on till another 4 days. We have 4 days holidays. So.
Correct. No, I understand that. Just was a little request. Sir, I'll start with what I wanted to understand a couple of things. First things first, it's on VNB margin. If I could get an understanding in terms of in the first quarter, what has been the margin? I believe last quarter it was 15.1%. Where has that gone to? That is one question. Second question
Ashok,
is,
you also come
on
this side. Everybody can come
on the
this side.
premium front.
Two, three people come
I
this
mean,
side. Can't see.
year on year, of course, the premium has grown,
Sudhakar.
but quarter on quarter it flipped. And I mean, by a great extent. Is this just a factor of seasonality, or were there more factors that came into existence here? Sir, just one final question. As far as your correlation with equity markets are concerned on the EV side, I understand that you cannot declare the EV this quarter, but has that come down from the previously stated 65%, or is it still around the same time, or has it increased?
Yeah, this is Ashok. As regards VNB margin, the VNB margin as at 30th June is 13.6. And I can give you a walk from the margin as at 31st March. The major contributor for this slight change in the VNB margin is due to product mix. And the change in the balance is contributed by the change in assumptions. The change in product mix has contributed to a negative 2.3% change in margin, and the balance is contributed at a positive of 0.9% by the change in assumptions. The change in product mix is mostly due to the funded schemes. Actually, the contribution of funded schemes has increased in the current quarter, and that is the particular reason for why the margin has come down.
Mayur Shetty will have your next question, please.
Shabai, I have a couple of questions pending. I can repeat it for the benefit. Just wanted to understand on the premium front, sir. I mean, on a year-on-year basis, of course, we see some growth, but on a quarter-on-quarter basis, it's sort of halved in instances. Is this purely seasonality, or were there more factors? That is one question. And relevance of your EV on equity markets, has that come down from the previous 65%, or does it hover around the same level?
On the EV side, actually, as we have already mentioned, the EV we will be reporting by September. So possibly when that number comes out, we will be able to ascertain how it is related to the equity movements.
Okay.
Mayur.
Yeah, thanks, Shab. So my question is a bit more broad. You all have a large number of retail investors now. So on their behalf, I wanted to know, like, what can they expect going forward? Like, for a company with a large asset base of 40 lakh crore, would the results be steady going forward, or would there be a lot of volatility in the performance depending on the market conditions?
Mayur, I'll take this question. We did have bad markets for quite some time. The markets have sort of improved now, as you know, and therefore I don't see much of volatility happening in that area. In terms of business and business mix, we continue to focus very strongly on the non-par segment. We have seen a slight uptick in the this quarter to last year's quarter. But if you notice, I think Ashok did mention that the VNB margin for non-par has been the highest, right? 94%. And that has actually contributed, and what has pulled down is the group business that he spoke about. We don't see much of changes happening henceforth. It will be quite steady. Q1 is always a slow start for insurance industry. But by that standard, I would say this is not as slow as we would have expected it to be. We have done quite well in Q1. And you are aware that we did have increase in market share, almost 2% compared to the previous years this quarter. So that, having said that, I think we are positive on going forward that growth in new business would be good. COVID has almost vanished. People have come back, and I think we have mentioned somewhere that all our agents are back to work, and they are covering. And we have also launched a couple of products recently on the non-par segment. Interestingly, we have now in our basket more non-par products than par products. So I think we are focused on that very strongly, and we should be able to do well, hopefully. Can't hear you.
Sir, can you provide a guidance for future?
Would be difficult to do that. I don't know. Maybe later. We've also just finished the board meeting right now, and maybe after a few days we can get back to you on that. Mayur?
Right, sir. Thank you, sir.
Palak Nas from Deccan Chronicle.
Yes, madam.
Sir, hi. Actually, why has the renewal premium fallen sequentially?
Okay. So, madam, if you remember last year, what had happened? 2021. I think after the COVID, most of the premiums which were not paid came in the Q1, right? The Q1 last year. So to that extent, the growth.
Q1 20 was very muted.
Yeah, Q1 20 was very muted. All that. So Q1 21 was therefore very strong.
Yeah.
So it is an after effect of that. So that is getting sort of balanced now. That is the only reason, nothing else.
Q1 of 20 actually
And-
got
No, she
locked down.
says it is muted.
It was almost locked down. Because
Hello.
of that lockdown.
8.9. Yes,
Sir, pardon
madam.
me. Sir, could you please repeat the renewal premium has fallen in this quarter because you are seeing
No, it is not, madam. It has not fallen. It is
if you look at sequentially, it has
14
fallen.
49,069 crores against 45,048 crores.
Yes.
8.93% growth. The sense I got from your question is that it has not grown as much as would I sequentially March.
Sequentially.
That data is not given. We have not given that data at all.
No, that is given.
March, yeah.
It is given.
Yeah, Q4 and Q1. Okay. So, ma'am, that you are aware that most of the premiums come in the third and fourth quarter. So that will be heavy. Q3 and Q4 are quite heavy. So it would be not very fair to compare this with the sequentially.
Okay. And how has the policy surrenders been? Policy surrenders, have you seen a rise? What have you seen like?
Yeah, there is a rise. There is not as much as last year. During the kind of growth in surrenders we saw during COVID, it is not that much. I'll give you the figure in a minute. We have it with us here somewhere. Okay, so I can tell you this surrenders, non-linked individual, 8,992 crores against 6,018 crores, and linked is 388 against 390. There is a reduction there.
So why has that risen?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Oh, why has the surrenders risen?
I mean, see, people who want to probably have finance or some funds, urgent funds, these are the people who surrender. That is a normal reason. And we do have, in place a system of checking with the customers why they are doing it. We have an exit interview with them before we actually process the surrenders. So based on that, I mean, maybe the need of the hour, people surrender.
98.85 have reported financial needs.
Yeah.
98.8.
I see. And sir, how much did you invest in the stock market in Q1? Can you tell us?
Hold on. Hold on. We are giving you the figure.
It's,
And what is the target, sir, for the full year? Investment target?
see, madam, the first thing is the investment. I have the figures up till
June only.
yeah, today.
No, June.
No, today that figure is not there with me.
Then we can't give. Not today.
Yeah.
We can't give.
Today
We'll share it with you, ma'am, later.
We will share separately.
Okay. And sir, what's the target for the whole year?
Palak,
Investment target?
we'll cut it to last question from your side.
No, but
Okay,
target is generally something that we don't have. Because you see, going forward, looking at what markets are and the state of the markets, we take a call. And you see, we are contrarian, so we don't really have targets set out for how much we want to invest. Also, it will depend on the surplus available with us to invest it in terms of, like you just asked about surrenders. Surrenders take out something, claims go out, and then premiums come in. Whatever net we have is something investable surplus, as we call it, could differ from time to time. So it depends on the situation.
The figure, 30th June figure.
So 30th June you can give.
30th June, up to 30th June, our purchases were 46,444 crore. And the sale was 12,448. So net was 34,000 crore.
Net investment.
Net.
Sir, can you please repeat?
Net is 34,000 crore and gross is 46,000 crore. 12,000 crore are the sales.
Thank you.
Subrata Panda.
Hi,
Subrata,
sir.
yeah.
So just first,
Sir, this number, just one clarity. Sir, this number is for equity purchase, not debt, right?
It's equity.
Equity.
It's equity only. The question was related to equity.
Okay.
if you could, hi, it's Subrata from Business Standard. If you could
Yes, Subrata.
please explain again why there was a drop in the VNB margins from Q4 to June quarter.
Yeah, actually, if we look at the walk from 15.1 to 13.6, the major major reason for the drop to the extent of 230 bips is caused by the product mix. What has happened is the group proportion of new sales, it has increased by around 8%. And the most of the sales are in funded products, which is having a lower margin compared to the other group products. And this is the major reason why the margin has fallen.
So is this a temporary blip, or what will be your guidance for the margins?
Yeah. I mean, there are many factors involved here. I would call it temporary, but then you see, it will depend on the business mix. Like Ashok said, as soon as we raise the mix in terms of non-par, more of non-par and things like that, this will definitely go up. But then if we sell more funded schemes, then obviously there will be a drag. But then this is a call that we will take, and we'll share with you the plans that going forward later on. Maybe we'll tell you maybe after 10-15 days. But then, as you rightly observe, this is a blip, maybe a temporary blip, depending on the numbers that have come out from the PNGs.
Right. Secondly, your profit is around 680 crores. So is it mainly because of the change in distribution surplus, or is there anything else that is driving it?
Ashok will take it.
See, actually, the PAT which was declared is coming only from the non-par business. So the change in distribution on par business is not having an impact on that.
Right.
Joel Rebello.
Thank you. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, Rebello.
Thank you. Sir, I have seen some investment gains have come down year on year. Is it to do with some MTM losses that you all took during the quarter because of bonds? Can you clarify?
It's not because of MTM losses. It is because of the profit booking from the equities.
Okay.
The markets were down as compared to the previous year.
Okay.
So we did not go for the profit booking because it would have resulted into lesser profit booking. So that's why our equity investments have gone up by 34,000. We did purchase in this period when the markets were down.
Okay, so you all didn't sell, you all purchased, so that's why that's reflecting in the investment income now.
Right.
Is that correct?
Right.
Okay. Well, I also noticed, sir, that the claims remain a little bit elevated. Is there still COVID-related residual claims? What's the outlook for claims?
Claims has come down actually as compared.
So let me give the figures. June 2021, claims by death were 7,111 crores. And
Okay.
June 2022, it's 5,743 crores. All right. And
Okay.
claims by maturity June 21 was 35,046 crores. And June 2022 is 31,181. So death claims have declined by 19.23% and maturity claims by 11.03% decline.
Here, sir, I would like to just clarify, in case of maturity
sir.
claims, this is as per our business. So there is no nothing to the COVID or something. Maturity claims are maturity claims. Is the number of policies that are getting matured in a particular quarter or particular year. So last year, 4 products have matured. So the claim payouts and maturities had gone up. This is the reason it has come down this quarter.
Okay. I also wanted
Well-
any outlook, sir. Sorry, you were saying something?
Joel, we'll cut it to the last question or
Yeah,
we
yeah.
move to-
Sorry, can I just finish? I just wanted to understand an outlook for this year. The latest numbers from IDBI show that you have gained market share in July as well. So if you could throw some light on the digitization and outlook for the year.
What is this?
You see, if you're talking about the market share, it's very difficult to say, and it's a forward-looking statement. We cannot make any comment. About the digitization, there are a number of activities, not just the onboarding, but the servicing also. Let me share some information that the premium collection, it is around 48% plus, which is happening through the digital medium. And
Right.
we are also, last time also I had said that we are revamping our onboarding through our website. And
Yes.
many of the issues are already been addressed. Last time also
Right.
we did mention about our tie-up with the Policy Bazaar, which has gone
Yes.
live, and it has
Yes.
already started taking traction. So
Yes.
the payments which we are doing are 100% through the digital media only. There is no check issuance. So there are multi-focus attention on the digitization, and we are also
Right.
looking at many other processes which can be taken on the digital platform or maybe simplification. All these are part of our business strategy for the future.
Okay, sir, one quick suggestion, if you could give us more time after the results. I know it's a new, area for y'all. Y'all are a newly listed. It's a big company. If you could give us more time today, we were scrambling for the results and the call started. We just had the invite yesterday that there'll be a call today. I think if you can just, just a suggestion. I'm sure you'll take it in the
Joel,
right spirit. Yeah.
Joel, take
Yes,
it
yes,
as I mean, on the lighter vein, not to be quoted, that we
Yes,
were
sir.
also scrambling.
I know. I can understand. I know. I can understand. But if you
Joel,
can
Joel, we're
plan
short
it a
of
little
time
better.
also, sorry.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All the very best.
Ben,
Thank you.
Ben from PTI, please. Ben, are you on the line?
Okay, sorry. Chairman, sir, this is Ben from PTI. Can you just repeat the investment gains during the quarter and the vis-a-vis last year? And also, how much was the net investment?
Okay, Mr. Rajkumar MT will tell you, give the data. Just, I think you have that figure, no?
See, I was explaining that this year in the first quarter, the equities market was quite muted as compared to the previous year. So the profit booking was also less because
How much was? How much?
You see, I mean, I will give you the figure. But at the same time, as we have many times said that we are contrarian in our investment outlook, so we thought that this is an opportunity to buy the stocks. That's why there is a net of around 34,000 crore which we have bought. Just I will sharing.
And how much you booked in the quarter?
This is we had booked a profit of 5,076 crores in the first quarter as against 11,368 crores last year.
11,368 crore.
Yeah, that was last year. Same quarter.
And you made a 34,000 crore net investment in equities, and that was
Yes.
what was last year?
Last year figure I don't have at present. We
Okay.
can share later on.
Okay. And what is your total equity and bond holding today?
Equity holding.
Yeah.
No, you see, this is not part of the financials, so we will share this separately with you.
Okay.
Yeah, but we have it. 1 second. By the time we close this call, we'll let you. But we can
thank
go
you,
on
thank
to the next. By then.
We'll come back to television again. Anurag, Z business.
नमस्ते सर। सर जो आपके वीएनबी मार्जिन के टारगेट्स आप लेके चल रहे थे, तो उससे क्या उम्मीद से काफी कम अभी भी जो ये इस बार के जो आपके वीएनबी मार्जिन है, और सर क्या जो नॉन पावर प्रोडक्ट पे जो फोकस है अभी उतना नहीं बढ़ा है जितना आप टारगेट कर रहे हैं? सर इसके साथ ही कंटिन्यूशन में सर हाल के दिनों में हमने देखा है कि आईआईडी कई सारे ड्राफ्ट नोटिफिकेशन लेके आ रहा है, उसमें एक्सपेंस ऑफ मैनेजमेंट जो है उसके भी नियम लाए गए हैं, और इसके अलावा एक एजेंट कमीशन को लेकर भी आईआईडी के द्वारा एक सफाई जारी की गई थी कि भविष्य के अंदर जो भी पॉलिसी होगी उसमें बताया जाएगा कि एजेंट को कितना कमीशन वगैरह दिया गया। तो उस पे इन सब पे एलआईसी ने अपनी क्या राय रखी है? क्योंकि सर एलआईसी का काफी बड़ा नेटवर्क है, एलआईसी 13 लाख से ज्यादा एजेंट है, एलआईसी के रीढ़ की हड्डी है एलआईसी एजेंट्स।
So, Anurag, the first question about the margins. If you remember, हमने ये कहा था कि we are taking a 5-year horizon to reach the levels where the industry is. So it is just 1 quarter only. So please give us some more time to come to that level, because you know that we have been discussed during road shows also, or otherwise also at many press conferences, that yes, our product mix is heavily tilted towards power business, and we are having chairpersons as a 13.5 lakh agents. So changing them is a very big task for us, which we have already started, and the focus has already started bringing the traction when we are seeing the very heavy growth in particularly term products, good growth in annuities also, and ULIPs also. But since the base is small, so it will take some time for that traction to give the results. So we are looking from a broader perspective. Question you can take for commission disclosures you was asking.
On Ankurji, on the other question that you asked, of course, about IRD, of course, they're all, I mean, still we have to study them. They're drafts basically, but some are not really drafts also. It is only some kind of a discussion paper that has been set out in the media and other places. Yeah, we will react to that when the time comes. As of now, we have nothing to say on that.
And on the expense of management also, it was an industry demand that it should be overall rather than segmental basis. So we are waiting for the regulators take on this thing.
Sir, regulators has come out for expenses of management drafts, sir.
No, but that's what I said. Those drafts will be discussed in the Life Insurance Council. So we will not be able to say anything as of now. It will be discussed in the council, and we will be giving the feedback to the regulator on what we feel. And then once that happens, maybe we'll come back.
Sure.
Thanks,
Okay,
Anurag. Ankur.
Ankur from ET Now.
Yeah, Ankur.
Ankur Mishra, are
Hello,
you
sir.
around?
Good evening. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I can see the number of policies sold is around 60% more than the last year. What has contributed to that? I mean, what was the reason for that?
See, there are two things. One is that there are two things here. One is basically a base effect. We didn't sell as many policies last year, which is true. So that is one of the reasons for the growth. Second thing is we have been giving a lot of push for increasing the penetration, increasing the spread of life insurance in the country. So we have been telling agents to increase their numbers also, not only the premium. So both these factors have played.
Right. And also, if I can see the market share of first year premium compared to last year has actually come down. I mean, sequentially it is up. So what was the reason of that, sir?
There are many. I think we'll have to look at the product mix again. See, like you also asked the question about numbers, the number of policies have grown by 60%. So obviously it's a ticket size issue. And when it's a ticket size issue, it could be because lesser annuities being sold, or some of those which give us big tickets. But that is something we are working on. It's constantly. So we'll be able to improve it.
Can you also tell me what is the average ticket size now?
Do you have it, Sudhakar?
Approximately around in annuities, it's around 8.
No, overall. overall on a par or on par if you have.
Or we can share later.
That's about 2.9 lakh crores.
Ah.
0.8.
Annuities around 8.5.
No, average ticket size.
Ticket size is asking for the ticket size. 20, 25, 23,000 overall. You got that, no? Yeah, 25,000.
Due to time constraint, we can take only one question from Mithun Das and then followed by Aparna here.
Hi, Mithun Dashgupta from the Financial Express. So one question that on the regulatory thing, so IRDA has suggested some growth numbers for the life insurance companies. So some life insurance companies reacted to this as a steep number and is a challenge to meet. So what is, LIC's comments there?
So Mithun, we are of the opinion that, we need to spread the life insurance. We have to increase penetration. So when we look at that, no figure is, more or less. You can even say we should grow at 50%, 60%, 100%. Still, we will not be reaching out to much of the population. Now, that's number one. Number two, based on historical figures, based on the aspirational figure that we have for ourselves, we have discussed in the board, and board has given us, a budget to be achieved for next year. So we will certainly go by both. All the three things. One is the budget that we have given by the board. One is the aspirational target set out by the chairperson of the IDBI, and also the overall aspiration that we want, life insurance to contribute to the 5 trillion economy of the country. So, somewhere in between all this is where we will land.
So you see that what is the target, and you see that target is achievable. What is the target per se? First of all, for LIC.
We would like to talk what you have policies, budgets we have. So 2.4 crore policies is what the basic budget is, but we would like to top that in any case. And if you look at the higher ticket size and work it out, sorry? 2.4 crore.
Okay.
Number of policies.
Aparna,
for 5 years. For the duration?
This year, current year.
Okay.
Current year, Mithun, yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Aparna, your question,
Thank
please.
you.
Am I audible?
Yes, very much.
Okay, sir, most of the questions actually have been answered. I had certain clarification regarding the value of new business and the value of new business margin. I quite didn't get the figures for Q4. We do have the latest ones in the release. If you could help me with that.
Yeah, I can give you the numbers as of Q4. Q4 of that is March 22. For March 22, the value of new business gross is 9,920 crores. And the value of the margin, gross margin is 19.7 and the net margin is 15.1.
Sorry, gross margin is 19.7.
Yeah, after that, we make deductions on time value of options and guarantees and CR and HR. And after these offset, the net margin for 31st March is 15.1.
Okay.
Thanks, Aparna. So we'll give one chance to Ben also. PTI plays a very important role for all the other media also.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. PTI.
And Ben, please finish your question. Ben, I can see your hand being raised. We can take this as the last question. Ajay?
The IRDAI chairman has hinted at allowing private life insurance companies to re-enter health business. As and when it happens, will LIC be entering it?
Health insurance.
Okay, Ben, you're asking about health.
Yeah.
There is an echo. Who is it? Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we will evaluate, see, already we are doing health insurance. The only thing is we are not doing the indemnity type. We are doing the guaranteed benefit type of insurance. So we do have the setup. We have the TPAs already working for us. It should not be very difficult for us to switch to doing the regular health business. But still, we'll take a call when finally the IRDA decides.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
So we'll take the
Thank you,
last
sir.
I have a question.
Would I get those numbers which I asked? Investment numbers?
Ben, can you? I'll give it to Mr. Virendra Gunavat or Shatab. We have to just go back to our rooms, the office and get
Sure,
it.
sure.
We are in the
Please.
office
Yeah,
only.
fine.
We'll send it
Yeah,
across
fine.
to you, certainly.
We'll coordinate with him. Ajay,
Shahab, if I could accommodate a question.
Hi.
Yes, just 1 second.
Okay.
Ajay,
Hello,
you can ask, please.
Yeah. Hi.
Please introduce yourself, Ajay. From which media house?
Yeah, I'm from Informist Media.
Okay.
So I have a couple of questions. Firstly, earlier today there was a release on the special revival campaign of lapse policy. So what is the expected premium that you're, what is the premium extent of premiums that you're expecting from this?
What? Again, Ajay, I don't think we have that figure with us. We can share it with you. Our MD will share it with you if you can. If you can get your number, we can share it.
Okay, sir. Also, can you give us some kind of update on the IDBI stake sale? We believe that it is expected to happen by the end of this month. Any update on that?
I don't have any timelines, Ajay, but as you know, Deepam is working on it. EOI has not yet been come out. It has not come out. They were having discussions. We've been having discussions informally. No formal proposition has come to LIC as of now. We'll wait and see.
All right. Thank you.
So if you can just squeeze in one question from Anirudh Laskar from Mint.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah.
Good evening, sir. Very good results in terms of profit. I just have two small questions, actually. One is why the yield on investment is down to negative 2%, minus 2% from around more than 15% in June quarter last year. That is number one. And secondly, I remember in the last conference you had mentioned that you would focus more on digital front. So why the expense of management is still going up? Why is it so difficult to control the costs and expenses? If you could answer both the question, it will be great, sir.
So Anirudh, I didn't get on that first one. You're saying 15%.
He's talking about VNB.
Ajay, you're talking about VNB.
No, he's talking about yield.
Yield.
But then 15% is not yield.
Yield on investment from policyholders fund, if you see, that has come down to negative minus 2%. Why is that and how long do you think it may continue?
Unrealized gain is down 89,000.
Yeah, no. I don't know from where you got that. The actual investment yield policyholders fund is 7.74.
Yes.
Compared to 8.39.
With the realized gains.
This is a realized gain.
Without realized.
Without realized gains. So
with unrealized gains, it is minus 2%. So which means right now, if they do not redeem, it is fine. If they redeem, it will be a loss on investments. Sir.
So that is still with us. That call we will take separately. No? It is not realized in any case. Till it is realized is nothing. So what was your second one?
The second one was your expense of management has increased year on year. You had mentioned that the focus would be more on digital front, which would also help in bringing down the expenses. So how far, that is helping? How soon can we see a better control on expenses?
So Anirudh, whatever we do on digitization, it will take time and it is a slow process. In any case, even if I do 100% digitization, we can't expect that cost to come down so much. If at all, already if you have seen on the chart, the ratio of expenses of management to gross premium, which was 15.85%, is now 14.59. So therefore, it has actually reduced. It is being controlled.
So we started with Yash and we'll give him one last minute. Yash, we'll end with you.
Thank you, Shahbhai, for the consideration. Thank you, Chairman, sir, for taking this question. Two very straight questions, Chairman, sir. I just wanted to understand with this first quarter, what is the share of non-par business of the individual APE and the share of course, par business then in that case. And individually, what has been the
7.75.
growth?
It's there in the statement
7.75.
only.
Okay, so
7.75.
7.75, sir, your aspiration was to cross 10% in this financial year when we last spoke. Do you still stick to that timeline?
Yeah, I stick to that.
Okay. One last question, sir. With respect to VNB margins, of course, in this quarter we saw some dip. But as you said, 5-year target is 20 to 25%. But if you move towards that, sir, for this year, FY23, where would you see yourself reaching to be able to reach that 20-25% in 5 years?
Very difficult to put a number to it, Yash, but whatever I've said earlier, I stand by that. Which is a blip, is a dip or a blip, whatever you want to call it. This is going forward. We would like to continue to be at that 15-16 that we achieved last quarter. Maybe by end of the year, a little more than that. So that in a 5-year frame, we said that we will overtake or be on par with the non-life insurance companies. And that is our
So for the end of the
target.
financial year, more than 15%, slightly over 15%.
Yeah, we will definitely be there.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. And congratulations again.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for the patience. Thank you.